Hello, I'm James Johnson. I'm the lead pastor of the Apopka Seventh-day Adventist Church. If you are watching this, either if you're one of those that gets our online bulletin, our e-bulletin if you will, or if you're seeing this for the first time, I just want to thank you for tuning in. At the Apopka Seventh-day Adventist Church, it is our mission to extend the ministry of Christ into our community with hope and wholeness. We hope that you can come and be a part of that. We have gone through a period of time where the pandemic numbers were a little bit too high, but now they have come back down. And just in case you weren't aware, even as of last week, the policy regarding masks has been relaxed. Of course, we recommend that we take care of each other and that we respect each other, but it's no longer a policy that we need to be wearing them if you don't feel like you can do that, or if you feel like you do need to, please do so. And just respect each other. Let's work together to make this an enjoyable worship service for each other and to respect each other's wishes on these kinds of things. Tomorrow we are continuing in our series called Love Manifesto, and we're going to be looking at the goodness. Other people might call it the righteousness. It's based on Matthew chapter 5, and it's starting in verse 17 and running all the way even through verse 48. We're going to highlight some features of this, but I kind of want to bring out more or less what is going to be talked about. Verse 17 of Matthew chapter 5 says, "Don't misunderstand why I have come." This is Jesus speaking particularly to his disciples, although others were listening too. "I did not come to abolish the law of Moses or the writings of the prophets. No, I came to accomplish their purpose. I tell you the truth, until heaven and earth disappear, not even the smallest detail of God's law will disappear until its purpose is achieved. So if you ignore the least commandment and teach others to do the same, you will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But anyone who obeys God's laws and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. But I warn you, unless your righteousness is much better than the righteousness of the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." Other places say that Jesus came to fill up or to fulfill the law and the prophets. And then at the end, bracketing in a whole bunch of illustrations on what Jesus means by all of this, especially the part about going beyond the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees. At the very end, verse 48, "You are to be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect." I don't know about you, but that has always made me feel really uncomfortable. Because when I look at it from the standpoint of what I can do, or what I have already done or not done, that's not a standard I've ever reached. I don't know about you, but I can think of many times where my righteousness didn't approach anything that even resembles righteousness. And those times that I look back on in my life with regret and with shame and with disappointment, we need to understand what this is talking about. What does Jesus mean by going beyond the righteousness of scribes and Pharisees? What does he mean when he says you need to be perfect even as your Father in heaven is perfect? How is that even done? Is it a matter of it being done? What is he talking about here? And he goes through all of these illustrations of what he means by that, and we're going to be really addressing that. But I think maybe the bigger question that we need to ponder here, who are we depending on? Who are we depending on for our righteousness? Are we depending on going the extra mile and gritting our teeth and just really keeping the law well? Or is there something else to this that we need to understand? So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I hope you'll join us. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you tomorrow.